I can never forget the first time that I had to choose a video game myself. I was 7 years old and I was with my mom in a mall and I saw a game shop full of video games, so naturally I wanted a game, so I asked her and my mother expected my indecisive 7-year-old brain to choose a game in 5 minutes. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of games and different colorful covers, I didn't know what to choose. At that day I knew I wanted all of them, but I had to get one. So I was indecisive between Bully and Tekken and I decided that I wanted Tekken. I didn't enjoy a second of playing Tekken because my mind was stuck with Bully. I wanted that game so bad and I waited so I could get my hands on it. When I finally bought Bully and started playing it, I immediately fell in love with it. It felt like a dream. The art style, the characteristics, the school, the Jimmy Hopkins himself, the principal, the music, I loved every second of it. Bully was the first open world game that I played and it made me fall in love with open world games. After Bully, I played Assassin's Creed, GTA, Driver, Mafia, Total Overdose, Just Cause, Spider-Man 3, and basically everything that the game shop guy called an open world game. Every single one of them gave me a special feeling. The world, the exploration, the fact that you could do anything in GTA. I always felt overwhelmed with the objectives and missions, and I sometimes felt anxious because I knew I am always missing something. I always loved the 50s style of Mafia, the artwork of Bully, and I wanted something to have it all. I wanted the perfect open world game, something that I could play all the time and never get tired of it. And I wanted the character to have a sword and a bow because I was under the influence of Narnia, but the game shop guy didn't have anything to match those details. So I told my brother, because he was 9 years old and he could go to other game shops in our city, so he looked for the perfect open world game. The search lasted for 2 months, and for my birthday, I got a PS2 game from my brother. And he told me that this is the one. I looked at the cover. It was a small guy on a horse facing a ginormous creature holding a mace. I knew this game wasn't about to be realistic. It was a dreamy style, and I really wanted it to be a dreamy style. I wanted to look at the world and feel immersed into the style. After my birthday, I started the game and I heard the music go like... And then I see a hawk in the night and there is the boy in the cover riding his trusty steed. Eventually, after going through jungles and ruins, you get to a bridge. A huge bridge. I mean, huge bridge. He seems to be carrying a girl with him. After the huge bridge, they get into a castle and the door closes behind them. The place is extremely quiet, but the statues and the ancient feeling is just fascinating. He gets the thick anime girl and puts her on a stone bed. Some entity talks to the boy, but when I played this game, I didn't know English, and this is my review, so... A few fragile shadowy figures appear and the boy destroys them with the power he has on his sword. And the world goes brrr and the ancient voices are losing their mind, they be like, Nani? After listening to the dialogues which didn't mean anything to me at the time, I was introduced to the vast forbidden lands. A plain field full of nothingness. I played around with the controls and rode my horse and I felt bad because there was no objectives and there was nothing eye-catching but the castle and the statues and a tree in sight which I tried to climb. I tried to feel good, I did. But after 10 minutes I was like,
I don't want to do this no more.
I just couldn't quite figure out what to do. I revisited that game every couple of months, and one day one of my friends at the gym told me that if you hold the sword, it reflects the light and you have to follow the light, and I did. The problem was I didn't know that I have to follow the focused light, so I thought the light branches were different objectives and I wasted hours trying to get to them. And one day I found out that the light gets focused. And I mounted my horse and rode to the way of the light. A cutscene played showing me that I have to climb somewhere, so I climbed. And I was greeted with a huge creature. The one on the cover of the game, and the boss music played and I was so scared I turned off my PS2 and didn't play that game for 2 days. And stay. When I got back to the game I knew I had to finish what I was started. But it was no joke. I figured out that he isn't much of an attacker, and if I hide behind a log, he will not be able to hit me. So I spent hours trying to kill him with my bow and arrow, until I realized that the arrows won't damage him after a number of shots. I tried and tried, but I was too scared to face him. I knew he was the first enemy that I encountered, and he isn't gonna do me no harm. So I built up the courage and ran for that gigantic mace handler son of a bitch. I got to the leg and then climbed to the head and stabbed it until he was down, and when I was on the Colossus's head my stamina was low and he kept moving his head and I just wanted to be done with him. But when it was over and I saw him falling down, a feeling of guilt and sadness filled my heart. I knew what I did was wrong, nothing told me to kill it. I just saw a giant, got into his kingdom, bothered it and murdered it. I felt like a murderer. After the Colossus was down, I acquired its soul. I was teleported back to the castle with a shadowy figure staring down at me. I check on the anime thought girl and the statue gets destroyed. I was the reason. The voices talk and the game zooms in another statue. Another one perhaps? Another giant? The battle took place in an open area, and I kinda knew I needed my horse with this one. So I got close to its chamber or whatever, then I hear the music intensifying and the huge ram-shaped Colossus breaks the mountain and comes out. The way to get on this bad boy was to shoot its hoof, so I did. But it moved a lot, which was a problem, but killing it? Easy peasy. I had a special hatred for this one because it scared the shit out of me, but seeing it go down like that, I felt guiltier than the last time. After that, the process was the same as the last one. Get the soul, teleport, 2 shadowy figures stare down, statue boom boom, let's get the third one. The ride to this guy was longer and scarier, plus it was located in the middle of a pond, so no horse. I got close to it and it was a humanoid kind of thingy which was sleeping. I poked the poor feller and he got up, and I was terrified when I saw this Colossus because it had metal balls for legs. He looked like this! Don't tell me this ain't scary! Killed him, no feeling of guilt. I enjoyed the hell out of it. The rush of adrenaline was pleasurable. Got his soul, teleport, stare down, statue num num. What's next? I took out 3 Colossuses by now. Easily, to be honest. How hard and scary the 4th one is gonna be? Very hard and extremely scary is the answer. Where it took place, it was beautiful, dreamy and ancient. The monster looked okay while it sat down, but when it got up and gave me the roar, with its deformed spider legs, I got a bit scared, like so scared that I dreamt about it and peed my pants. It still haunts me to this day. Its voice just, oh. The way to get to this guy was not clear, not at all. So I quit playing for a few weeks, and one night I dreamed of it. In my dream I distracted and then climbed it from the back. It wasn't as accurate but enough for me to figure it out. So I got onto my console and killed that deformed piece of... Get the soul, teleport, stare down, statue goes grrr. But this time the horse got sentimental with the anime method and they looked at her until the voice talked. More confident than ever, I wanted the next challenge, and I knew all of this had something to do with the girl. Getting to this thing was scary. It gave me the vicious lair or some sort of Dark Souls vibe. Not so wrong because the thing was a gigantic bird bat sort of thing. Huge and scary. The first question that passed my mind was, how in the world am I gonna get on this guy? I tried to take my time, but I accidentally jumped in the lake and I did not like that. Everything was quiet, but as soon as I shot him, it tried to hunt me down and I used the chance and got on his tail. The stamina was a problem and I fell off of him. Got him the next try though. I got the soul, got teleported, and I felt humiliated and guilty because the shadowy figure seemed human-shaped. And the statue got vanished, and by that time I knew every statue was a Colossus. Pretty much the first Colossus, but with a beard, and he moves a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. Monster killed, soul acquired, boy teleported and frowned upon, statue exploded. Give me more! Overall, a huge pain in the bum, but easier to kill than expected. Goes underwater, gets out of the water.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
I love the music when the Colossuses go down. Respect. Soliden teleported and Before we get to the next one, traveling through the Forbidden Lands felt so empty. No NPCs, no objectives, some birds and lizards and some shrines which worked as save points here and there, but the emptiness felt weird. I didn't like it from the start, but halfway through the game, it felt awesome. The feeling of getting immersed into the landscapes and just looking, without any HUD or extra stuff. Look at COD, look at Horizon Zero Dawn, and pretty much any game nowadays. You are overwhelmed by collectibles and notes and bars, and your brain works all the time to navigate through it all. You will have no time to figure out the game itself, the art of the game. And I just appreciate the fact that Shadow of the Colossus gives you a game and a map, and you are free to go to do it your style. This Colossus is actually very creative and you have to use your brain to figure things out, but extremely annoying at the same time. Shoot the legs and harm the blue dinglings on the stomach and you're good to go.
Boy, there's no real easy way to say this, but, look, you're a simp. I'm gonna have to report you back to Cusco.
I don't even know what the fuck. The battle takes place in an open area with boiling water shot from the earth. Huge, I don't know what shoots electric bolts. You can't see shit, just what the fuck. You gotta lead him to the boiling water and shoot the leg so he drops down and you're pretty much good to go. God, I hate this sand surfing snake. Annoying, hard to figure out, scary background music, stressing, but crazy good in its own way. Just make it follow the horse and hit the eye. Sounds easy, huh? Try to do it with the shitty controls on a PS2. Not so fun. It is really hard to figure out how to defeat this guy. He is way quicker and way smaller than the previous Colossuses. Dodge his attacks in an angle so it hits the fireplace, so you can get a torch and scare him until he falls and dies. Well, except he doesn't die and you have to turn into a cowboy and finish the fat bull. Hi, I am Fussy Banana and I'm gonna introduce the one and only First Colossus 3.0. Now it can shoot lasers and it is located in the water. This Colossus, it has teeth on its head. I don't even know how to express my feelings. And what's with this game and scary legs? Boom, beam, bap.
Bada bop, boom, pow.
After you kill this guy, you get a cutscene of a bunch of soldiers getting close to the castle, seemingly looking for you. When attacking this guy, it doesn't do anything. It just flies and takes it all. No attacks, no damage, nothing. It takes a little bit of skill to handle him, but other than that, it does no harm. And you go to its lair or area and you just kill it. I felt so sad taking it down, but it had to be done, I guess. It's just so selfish to take so many lives to resurrect one. Seems unfair. But maybe there is a meaning behind all of it. So far, none of the creatures seemed evil or dangerous. The boy was more of a monster. This looks like a cute little doggo to me. Who's the good boy? Who's the good boy? Oh, never mind. This guy made me quit the game for another time because I just couldn't figure the mechanics out. And when I had an idea, the stupid AI would bug out. Overall, really stubborn and really annoying. I see it as a huge gorilla. Don't ask me how or why. Just don't. Okay, the time has come to get to the final boss, destroy the final statue, see if there was anything special to it. 12-year-old me was really nervous and anxious about the final boss. Is it the end? There better be something special waiting for me, but I just didn't do it. I spent hours flying with hawks and chasing white-tailed lizards and trying to find fruits. I spent hours looking at the world, and one day one of my friends told me about the heaven or something along those. He mentioned the Forbidden Garden. The way to access it was to climb the little moss at the back of the big castle, and you need a lot of stamina. Like a lot. So that was something I never achieved. I still don't know if my friend was fooling me, but my grind and getting better every day, it was beautiful. The game was beautiful. Finally, I was done exploring. I wanted to finish this game, so I started my journey to the final boss. With my trusty seat, of course. But when going up the stairs, the bridge fell and the horse pushed me and gave me its last service. The bond was unimaginable. I cried so much, but I knew I must finish what I've started. Malus was truly special, horrifying. The storm, the look in its eye, holy moly, I felt so amazed. Not scared, but baffled. You see the guys arriving. What was the point to all of this? After you teleport back, you are looking like a cursed zombie, influenced by the souls you achieved. You are weak, fragile, and wounded.
Nosus Kafkiwo. Was I Latico? It was a you want to lie, Ludo? Look at the lawyer, you was all rude. Okay. What is I don't conquer? All is your could do. You will kill you. It was there no you.
Dying is not an option. In the end, you turn into a Colossus. Now you understand. Dorman was evil, and to prevent it from gaining power, his soul was scattered into 16 creatures. And by killing every Colossus, you were committing missions for evil. The game has no enemies, dangerous NPCs, the map is empty, except the monsters which don't do anything unless you attack them. You are the bad guy. You are the evil.
You called this.
It's just so selfish to take so many lives to resurrect one. Seems unfair. But maybe there is a meaning behind all of it.
To this day, I always appreciate games that are not realistic. Games like Witcher, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, Legend of Zelda, Journey. They are showing things that are not real, a piece that is like a dream, a figment of imagination. Something that doesn't exist. That's what books, movies, and games are all about, and video game companies can use this as an advantage because something that is new is way better than the norm. I want the same feeling that I got when I watched SpongeBob for the first time. That is something Team Ico has mastered. To make the player experience something new. This game is a modern masterpiece and there is no questioning it. It is a piece of art even to today's standards. In my opinion, video games should be more surreal and imaginary. Imagine a documentary or scientific book about nature. That's Red Dead Redemption. Good on its own subject, but imagine Harry Potter, Narnia, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. These are games you read for fun. We need more games like Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know who you are or where you live. Play this game at any cost and you won't regret it. I promise.